Hello and thanks for staying with us on Asset Television. Welcome to the news at this hour. I am Mania OCB. First, the headlines. World Bank approves 1.25 billion US dollars to Nigeria. But no state government assures safe return of Lassa missing students and staff. And Lagos residents stranded as flood takes over some parts of the state. Now the news in details. World Bank has approved a fresh 1.25 billion US dollars loan for Nigeria under its Nigeria Actions for Investments and Jobs Acceleration Program amid public concerns over the country's rising debt burden and repeated calls for the federal government to reduce external borrowing. The approval was announced in a statement issued by the World Bank on Wednesday alongside the launch of a new country partnership framework for Nigeria covering 2026 to 2031. The bank said the new framework will guide its support for Nigeria over the next 6 years with a focus on creating jobs by unlocking private sector-led growth. The latest approval is the second largest single World Bank facility secured by Nigeria under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Upon arrival in Lassa, the delegation met with parents of the affected students, many of whom expressed deep concern over the safety and whereabouts of their children. Addressing the parents, the team lead, Engineer Wakilwe, conveyed Governor Zulum's sympathy and assured them that the state government was working closely with security agencies and community leaders and other relevant stakeholders to ensure the safe return of the missing students and staff. The delegation later proceeded to Government Girls Secondary School Lassa, where the commissioner convened an emergency stakeholders meeting attended by the Zonal Deputy Director Uba Zone, the Education Secretary, principals of schools across Askra, Uba local government area, and the local government chairman, security representatives, and other key stakeholders. Following extensive deliberations, the meeting resolved to temporary closure of schools in Dele, Lassa and Chul communities as a precautionary security measure. However, students sitting for ongoing examinations will be relocated to Government Secondary School Uba to enable them to continue their academic activities without disruption. According to reports, 39 people from Government Day Secondary School Lassa were affected. The report further indicated that 36 missing students, including 25 females and 11 males, drawn from Senior Secondary School SS1, Senior Secondary School 2, SS2, and Senior Secondary School 3, SS3. The delegation commended the resilience and cooperation of the affected communities. It reaffirmed the commitment of Governor Zulum's administration to strengthen security around educational institutions, supporting affected families, and ensuring the safe return of all missing students. Mania OCB, Asset Television News.
Governor Amadu Fintiri of Adamawa State has announced an immediate ban on all illegal mining activities in Lamurde local government area as part of efforts to restore lasting peace in communities affected by Bachama tribal conflicts. The governor made the declaration on Tuesday while receiving the preliminary report of the mediation committee set up to resolve the prolonged crisis between the Bachama and Chobol communities at the government house in Yola. Fintiri warned that anyone found violating the directive or sponsoring violence in the area will face decisive government action, stressing that his administration will not tolerate activities capable of undermining peace and security in any part of the state, adding that all those directly or indirectly foiling the conflict will be identified and brought to justice in accordance with the law. He assures residents that the state government will continue to work with the security agencies and community leaders to restore normalcy and strengthen peace coexistence. The conflicts between the Bachama and Chobe communities have claimed several lives, destroyed properties, and displaced many residents in parts of Lamuri local government area. I will now take a break, and when we return, we'll bring you more stories.
On Mining Matrix with Mania, we dig deep on solid minerals, steel development, energy transition, global mining market trends, technology, disruptions, conflicts, and opportunities in this sector. Join me every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on Asset Television to discuss, analyze, and propose solutions to challenging critical issues in Nigeria's mines and steel development. On Mining Matrix.
The upper courts, two sitting in Jalingo, the Taraba state capital, has fixed July 2nd, 2026 for definite hearing in the case involving Gabriel Olayinka, a Taraba state-based journalist standing trial over alleged criminal breach of trust brought against him by one Issa Jubril. When the matter came up for hearing, the prosecuting counsel, Barrister DG Tukura, applied to the court for the production of bank documents, including statements of accounts from 3 different banks, and requesting that the key witnesses be made available to testify. However, counsel to the defendant, Barrister Longs Loknan, argued that the prosecution has consistently failed to present substantial witnesses to support its case, thereby causing unnecessary delays in the proceedings, while his clients remained in detention. Barrister Longnan of PG Pius and Associates urged the court to accelerate the hearing of the matter, noting that the case has lingered for an extended period without substantive progress. The trial judge, Honorable Lawan Jika, agreed that the submission of the defense counsel and subsequently fixed July 2nd, 2026 for definite hearing. Meanwhile, at the State House Court in Jalingo, an application seeking to review the defendant bail conditions was also mentioned. The prosecuting counsel, Barrister DG Tukura, requested more time to enable him to respond to the application filed by the defense. Barrister Tukura informed the court that he had been unable to prepare his response due to technical challenges affecting his work device. Following the request, the court adjourned the matter until July 6, 2026 for hearing on the application for review of bail application. The Lagos State Government on Tuesday, 30th June 2026, has assured residents of Lagos not to be scared following the flash of flooding experience in many parts of the state for over a week now. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has approved the immediate dredging and maintenance of 28 additional primary channels across the state. Speaking against the backdrop of the downpours, which caused flash flooding in many communities, the Lagos State Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, Sokumbo Wahab, said the rainfalls produced unusual high level of waters within a short period of time, with overwhelming drainage channels in some locations and resulting in high flooding across parts of Victoria Island, Lekki, Ikeja, Badaga, Mushin, Mafuluku, and several other areas. He also advised motorists to avoid driving through flooded roads during heavy downpours and appealed to residents, particularly those in flood-prone areas, to heed weather advice and comply accordingly. Many residents were left stranded in the wake of the flood, as many transit networks were flooded too. The Nigerian Railway Corporation (NRC) says it will suspend Kajola-Apapa passenger train service for 3 weeks to enable it carry out scheduled maintenance on locomotives and coaches. The Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of NRC Dr. Kayode Opiafa made this known on the corporation's official X handle on Tuesday. According to Opiafa, the temporary suspension will take effect from July 6, while the service will resume on July 27, 2026. He said the freight services and from the Apapa Port Complex and other train terminals on both narrow gauge and standard gauge corridors will not be affected by this suspension. Opiafa said the corporation regretted any inconveniences the temporary suspension will cause. And that's the size of our bulletin. Do well to follow us on our social media channels for more news updates. On behalf of the crew, I am Mania Osibi. Many thanks for staying with us.
On Mining Matrix with Mania, we dig deep